was your reaction to the Cowboys' loss?
First of all, I would like to apologize to everyone watching for every nice thing I said about my Dallas Cowboys this year on this show. I take it all back.
Damn.
Come on, Skip.
I'm just so glad it's over so I don't have to sweat and fret watching this team, rooting for this team game after game after game and rolling on my carpet saying, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? I dared to continue to hang in with this team. It's just a fraudulent playoff contender. It turned out to be gutless, heartless, shameless. So much for this miraculous defensive turnaround after Jerry went out and got Quinnen Williams. Yes, happy days are here again. No, they're not. It was all smoke and all mirrors built around Eberfraud, who has to go. If they make one move in the offseason, as you and I have agreed from the start,
go.
Eberfraud has to go because he and his defense were nothing but fraudulent. The two must-win games after the Eagles kept reopening the door and reopening the door. Two must-win games at Detroit, at home against Minnesota. What? That happened and that happened? We gave up 78 points in 2 games. Fraudulent. And just when I thought I could trust the offense against Minnesota last night, we went 2 of 12 on 3rd down. And we got taunted and teased and toyed with by B-Flo, Brian Flores. They just kept daring us. They kept playing cover 0. They'd line up 8 men across the front and just say, no, we're coming. Somebody's coming. You can't block us. My offensive line could not block them. Keep them off Dak Prescott. I've got the most dynamic receiving duo outside that you can have in the National Football League. And I kept saying, just throw it up. Just take the snap and throw it to one or the other because the corners can't stop either one of them. Not one time did we exploit Brian Flores' gambling, rambling, crashing defense. And we let J.J. McCarthy taunt us at home. We let him run the play fake naked boot score from the half-yard line and do the gritty.
What did you do, Skip?
Come on. What are we doing? And I'm saying, just get... after he did that, I said, okay, that's enough. Are you going to show a little pride, a little bit of guts? No. Brandon Aubrey, the greatest kicker in the history of pro football, missed 2 field goals last night. And that's all I need to know. That was the fitting end to my Dallas Cowboys. It came clear to me that we had 2 games in 4 days against last year's Super Bowl teams. And we beat the Eagles after we were down 21-0, and they just spit the bit. And then we beat Patrick Mahomes, but as we saw yesterday, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit, the Chiefs just unraveled. They just fell apart, and we caught them on their downfall as they were descending. We caught them at the perfect place at the perfect time, and Mahomes still threw a party against us, but we were able to take advantage of a Kansas City defense that hasn't been very good this year. And all of a sudden, we won back-to-back games against the Super Bowl teams in 4 days, and we said, congratulations, we're done. We are home for the holidays because we did not show up in the 2 must-win games at Detroit and at home against the Minnesota Vikings and J.J. freaking McCarthy. I'm ashamed. I'm crushed. I'm devastated. I'm worn out from watching them. And I'm just happy that it's over because George Pickens went into his shell and his pout, and whatever happened, he never came out of his funk. And Akib, Trevon Diggs, he said he was ready to go last night, and they sent him home again. They just said, nope, we're done with you because you quit on us. You didn't participate in practice. You didn't do your offseason. Yeah, I know. I got it. But this is a troubled, turbulent football team that met a fitting end last night. I'm happy that they are out of sight and out of mind. Thank you very much.
Man,
Wait, what did Diggs say to you? I kind of want to hear. You said you talked to him?
Diggs say he been ready to go since Detroit. Yeah,
I understand.
And
Jerry kept saying no.
They tell him no.
Yep.
Practice, he getting picks in practice. Had a nice week of practice. He thought he was playing.
Well, that's not what they said. They said he was half-hearted in practice. practice. And they said he was late to practice and late to meetings. They just said, we're not interested.
We're done.
And they said he played a cover 2 rep bad, and that's what they showed him, and that's why he ain't played. So, hey, man, clearly you need somebody. You giving up 30 ball after 30 ball.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It don't look promising on the outside. Bland had a nice little game,
He
though.
did.
He had to help with him, and he had a nice little game. But
Mm-hmm.
why is safeties continuing to guard receivers? They call it man coverage. I keep seeing fucking safeties running around with number 3 receivers, bro.
Well.
They can't guard them.
Yep.
So that's an Eberflus problem, man. But
Yep.
30 ball after 30 ball, man, guys running through zone, guys getting beaten, man, pressure, no pressure. You let J.J. McCarthy drop 2 touchdowns, 250.
Yeah.
Like, man, the offense, 26 points should be enough to beat Minnesota.
Agreed.
I think it should be enough, but
JJ completed 5 balls over 15 yards. That was by far his career high. He just doesn't do that, but we let him do it because we got no pressure.
Because our no pressure in the matchups is all messed up.
Yeah.
Justin should have had a touchdown. He dropped, let it go right through his hands.
On the corner.
He should have had a touchdown. He's wide open, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, nothing changed for me, man. Eberflus just got to go. They don't worry, Skip. It's going to be nice and neat next year. They're going to get Eberflus out of there. They're going to get a real chef to cook it up, you know what I'm saying? I doubt Diggs be there. That's a mistake by them. I don't like how they handling that. They doing it like the media do Pickens. They just going off all your pass. You trying to use him. He's one of the leaders. He's one of the guys in the locker room. So, Shotty, for whatever reason, you come try to use him, make him the example. We're going to put our foot down and be firm. Like, come on, bro. You need him out there. He healthy enough to play.
Remember, they had fined him $500,000 for not rehabbing in the offseason in Dallas.
Right.
$500,000.
So,
That started it.
That started it. Their relationship already is up in the air, man. So, I doubt he there next year. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, shit. I'm going to hit Sean. We trying to get him up in Denver. You know what I'm saying? We could use him. You want to go rock with Pat? We can use him. We'll show you how to use him. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, defense, man. I look right at the defense. When I look at the Cowboys, I say, how many points they gave up? Another 30 ball. Can't win like that.
Where things are headed, just going off history of how Jerry worked, he liked to build through the draft. We had 2 no-shows by Pickens back-to-back.
Yep.
There's all this chirping of how he's acting, going to his shell and all this. Don't be surprised if Pickens ain't back either. Just saying. If they let him walk and go draft a wide receiver, this is how Jerry has always operated. Jerry loved his own. Jerry loves the people he drafts. The people who he bring in.
He homegrown.
Yeah.
But like why all this, they lined up showing 0, and they running a 0. They weren't even dropping back. They running that shit. Like, bro, why we ain't throw you running a 5-yard out route?
Lob it up.
Like, why we ain't throwing it? If you want him to get in the game,
off for the beginning of the year to pay you to be the defensive coordinator.
if you want him to get in the game, as soon as I see that 0, even if y'all drop out, it's still single high.
Single high.
Bro, just throw it up to him right there. Like, he got to have one of the highest percentages of either pass interference or catches in the league.
He would.
Like, why is we not throwing them the ball deep? You know what I'm saying? So,
and Jerry did defend Pickens after the game last night and said, I've never seen a body of work like he had built dismissed so quickly by everybody. And I agree with
not
that.
me, George. I ain't dismissing that shit, man.
Yeah,
You
that's
a problem,
right.
and I know
Hey,
you.
both of you said to pay him.
He balled all year, so I'm just like, but I'm just saying. I think he should get paid. He should be there. But we don't know. But I'm talking about defensively, Skip.
Yeah, I know.
They've been so worried about the run game. J.J. McCarthy was 6 of 8 on play action. 6 of 8, 87 yards and a touchdown. They were bringing the linebackers up so much that he's killing you on play action because they're so worried about, we got to stop the run.
But they do.
J.J. McCarthy was, he was
stopped the
killing,
run.
He was killing them on the play action.
Yep.
And play action, a lot of people don't understand. You don't have to run the ball well in order for play action to work. It just has to be drawn up properly. And that's what was happening yesterday. They didn't run the ball great, but how they were drawing it up. But like Keith said, the matchups in the back end, if I can run play action and we man-to-man and y'all are getting beat in these man-to-mans, of course it's going to work. The defense just was...
That Kalen Carson has been pretty good, so he's in there on Naylor. And I look up and Naylor's like 10 yards behind him. I say, well, what are you doing, man?
Addison ran by him. Ran right by him. Like, come on, man, what are we doing? That shit not going to happen to Diggs. I don't give a fuck. It's just not going to happen to him. Man, look,
But Lee, I think you hit the nose on the head. At the beginning of the season, you were like, they're going to go 9-8.
They're not going to go.
Kenzie, I
They're
do
not
this
going to
shit.
go 9-8.
They're going to go
I can tell you
8-8.
that.
You knew it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do this
he
shit,
said
man.
beginning of the season they're going to be 8-9, 9-8. That's what he said.
I do this shit, Kenzie.
Spot on.
Easy work, man.
Skip, I feel for you, man. I feel for Dallas fans. It's just a roller coaster ride. I've never paid that much attention to the Cowboys season as much as I have this year, and I can't imagine. I mean, one week you're feeling like this, and next week it's like that. Just back and forth. It's tough, but you said it. I mean, it came down to three things for me. The first was third down. 2 of 12 on third down,
2 of
16% conversion rate.
Yeah.
I don't care who you're playing.
Sure.
I don't care how bad your defense plays. On offense, you're not going to win games. You have to extend drives. The game plan on third down wasn't good enough. We're coming up short of the sticks on 3rd and 8. We're throwing underneath routes. And it wasn't like it was 3rd and forever every single time. They only had one third down, I think, that was longer than 3rd and 10. They were just coming up short of the sticks. Dak didn't have time to go through progression. Only 2 sacks, but they're doing a good job of getting pressure on him. And I know you don't like the term pressures and QB hits and all of that, but they were forcing him off of his spot. He was getting uncomfortable. He made some good plays, but overall, third down, 2 of 12, you're not going to win.
You're not going to win.
The other area, though, that's more important than third down, red zone. Because we can't ignore that Dallas still put up 423 yards of offense. They were moving the ball up and down the field. Javonte Williams, I know he got hurt for the majority of the game, but when he came back, when he was going early on, he had some big-time runs. They were finding CeeDee Lamb. I know George Pickens didn't have a big game, but CeeDee Lamb had some big plays. Turpin, they were using him in different ways. So they were finding explosives. They just couldn't finish. 2 of 5 in the red zone. That's not winning football. All the yards mean nothing if you don't score points. Those yards look great.
Opening drive.
Huh?
They got a pick.
Yeah,
they had a trick play just to keep the drive going.
Yeah, and then they had to convert. But and they were decent on 4th down. It was just 3rd down they couldn't finish. And then, like I said, red zone, 2 of 5. And those 2 missed field goals, Skip, those were big.
Yeah, they were huge.
One of them was a 59-yarder, though, so I know we say that.
Aubrey here.
I think that's how good Aubrey is, though.
Said 62 is nothing.
Man,
to
59-yarder.
It's also hard when you're that good. You can't have an off day. What we just talked about with Pickens. You're that good, you can have an off day.
That's how good that man is, though. I got to give him credit. We're talking about being tough on him because he's missing a 59-yarder like it's a chip shot.
Yeah.
It's impressive. But, yeah, those 2 misses, those were big. Those were very important.
Kenzie, kickers can't have off days.
Yeah. You have an off day as a kicker, you lose a game. But even if he makes those, your defense, that's my 3rd and final point. The defense, Eberflus, we've talked about it all year. You're giving up over 30 points per game, and it happened again against a Minnesota offense that hasn't been quite as explosive as you would think they were going to be this year with all the weapons. But J.J. McCarthy came out. He threw for 250. 2 touchdowns. I mean, after the first 2 drives, though,
he was missing some.
And they had some drops too. They had some drops too. That touchdown that Addison, he underthrew, that should have been a touchdown. The drop to Jettis, he missed Jettis on another back shoulder fade. He could have had 3 or 4 touchdowns in that game, and probably 350 if we're being honest. But for me, the tough part was that you're not getting any pressure. And I know we've talked about Micah Parsons all season long, and you probably don't want to hear about it. And shout out to Micah too, that injury. I know we'll talk about it in a little bit. Hate to see that, but 0 sacks last night against J.J. McCarthy, a guy that's still a young quarterback.
Outrageous.
And he holds the football at times, and he's not been the best at going through progression.
You like the all over the map?
Yes, and he's falling away on throw. You have to get pressure and make him uncomfortable. You have to force him to miss some of these throws. He's sitting back there going 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, back to 1, back to 2.
Easy for him playing all that. I want them to play man.
But they can't pass off man. They're playing zone. You said it. Guys are running wide open through zone. They're dropping out. We're getting underneath routes. Guys can't tackle. Then we play man against bunch, and I'm with you. The safety's playing on the number 2 and number 3 receiver. You can't do that. That bunch touchdown down at the goal line. It's just a simple pass off. And they don't even scheme it up that wild, but they just go in and out a little bit, send them on the out route. It's a walk-in touchdown. They can't figure out how to pass off some of these concepts. And to me, that's not personnel, that's coaching. That's Eberflus. I know you call him Eberfraud. I'm not going to go there, but I'm with Akib. I think they get Eberflus out of there for next year on defense. They've got to find some more guys in the secondary. Hopefully it's Diggs, and he's back. But offensively, still, you're putting up points. 3rd down, red zone wasn't great, but defense for me has been the downfall of the Cowboys all season long.
And Akib, I don't want to go too deep back into this because we got bigger and better stories coming. And this is not a good story, but George Pickens. So last night, Chris Collinsworth said something that was profound to me and impactful because Chris Collinsworth, I don't know if you remember, once upon a time, he was a really good receiver in this league. He made 3 Pro Bowls in his first 3 years, played in a Super Bowl against Joe Montana. He was really good, 6'5", and could run. And he said late in the game that this is just me, he said, and I'm going to paraphrase it. He said, a receiver like George Pickens has to demand the football. just with your body language. You have to attack the football and show the quarterback it's your football and you want the football, and you'll get the football if you play with that kind of body language. I don't know if you've felt that way occasionally, but the point was, in the last 2 games, George Pickens, who is fabulously talented, we all get that, just didn't play with the body language of, I want the football. I'm going to get open and you're going to throw me the football. Last night, it just screamed for get open and say, I want the football because they can't cover me one-on-one, because there's a whole lot of one-on-one going on that should have been exploited. So I liked what Chris Collinsworth said, because George Pickens is just better than that. That's just me.
Well, so have we not said he's the best deep ball threat in the league? Mm-hmm. So that's what he's doing. When you the best, when you get labeled in the arena as the best deep ball threat in the league, that means every time the ball up, he getting to it, he's showing you it's my football.
Right.
So why we didn't throw it last night?
I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How can I demand? That's why I tell my kids, don't ever fucking play receiver.
Okay.
Because you got to worry about Chris Collinsworth in here and the offensive coordinator, the quarterback, the O-line. I ain't worried about all that shit.
It's too dependent.
Never. They'll do it while they're in Little League and they can just ball and his cousin, the quarterback and shit. Man,
and on top of that, too.
When we really get to it, no more receiver, bro. We're not doing that.
It is dependent, but it's also determined by the coverage on the defense, too. There's times you could run, we could go a whole game and have you at
I've done it.
And run so many plays designed for you, but the coverage is making me go elsewhere with the football where you won't even get a look maybe till the 3rd quarter.
Right.
So that is a fair point.
Here's what you also got to understand, Skip. It's rare in today's game quarterbacks are reading defenses.
Yes.
And we'll get into it even with Shedeur and how these young guys are being coached.
Yeah.
Dak is one of the rare quarterbacks who actually is reading the defense. He's not going through his progression of reads of my receivers. He's reading what the defense is giving. Mm-hmm. So it's rare, but Dak is one of those guys.
Right.
So you also got to take that.
I fuck with Dak. That's my guy. Been my guy for a long time.
Yeah.
But he is reading these defenses. If they lined up everybody in the A-gap all across, right now I know it's probably single high.
Yep.
Every once in a while they got some new shit now. They have blitz. They run 6-man pressure and play cover 2.
Yeah.
And the Vikings will do it.
2 inverts.
Yeah, 2 inverts.
Yeah.
The Vikings will do it. But even if you do that, at that deep part of the field, it's one-on-one.
Yeah. He not getting back there.
Bro, if he get back shoulder. If he don't get back, throw it up, bro. Like, what we doing?
Even that, and we'll talk about it a little bit, but the throw to Jerry Jeudy that Shedeur had, that was a 2-man type look. You had Byard off the hash. Like, you can still make that throw. It was a great throw, and it was a great read. So, but to Gerald's point,
George Pickens had feasted off the slant route, obviously. They ran one slant last night, and the corner basically ran the route for him. And it had no chance.
They was in cover 2 again. That's what they're going to do. They're going to play cover 2 and they're going to squeeze them slant.
You've seen 2 games with low effort.
But you're going to have to. It has been low effort.
Low effort. That's what you're saying.
But you're going to have to live with that. He's just too good.
Pay him, but he's going to have low effort games.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to move on from the Cowboys. Sorry, Skip. I'm actually glad because you rolling on the floor last night. I hope you don't have a heart attack. So let's move on from the Cowboys.
I'm better now.
Yeah, we got
it off his chest.
Yeah, he got it off his chest. Okay,